Hello, my cross-stitch friends. Welcome to my channel. My name is Amanda May, and this is my channel, Ardith Design, where we celebrate counted cross-stitch, sustainable stitching, and making all the things. I am in a new location today. I am in my library space in my home, and it is unseasonably warm here in Maryland. So I actually have my air conditioning on. So we are going to film here. The pugs are put away so they don't get all up because I have just library seating in here rather than a day bed for them to sprawl out on. So sorry, no pugs today. If you are new to my channel, welcome. And if you're returning, I am so happy you came back to celebrate counted cross stitch and crafting with me. I really and truly appreciate it. So today I have a finish to show you. I have a whip to show you. I have some haul and it's a small haul, but it was one of those small but necessary items that I would love to share with you. And I got a wonderful letter, little happy meal I want to show. And at the very end of the video, no more cross stitch. When we're all done with cross stitch, I would love to show you my completed quilt and my sort of in progress, working, struggling to finish before the deadline quilt. But I got one done, so I'm excited about that. So if you would love to stay and talk counted cross stitch, awesome. So we're gonna get started with that. I will start with my work in progress, which is my whip. And I am happy to report that I've really made progress. So these are, let me show you what it is. It is in the December issue of Just CrossStitch Magazine. It is the Cozy Cardinals, and I love it. I am using all the called for DMC floss, and being a thrifty saver, I do have that hole punch, and I save my little ends. I save all the threads. So there we go. There's what I'm working with. And it is on a piece of, I want to say it's like a Jobelin or an even weave, like one of those fabrics. I don't know. It was a gift from Karen, also known as Kate. Thank you. But I love it. It's got kind of that speckle look to it. And I am happy to report that I got that little cardinal done. I got her done. I have a ways to go. I still have to finish him. I haven't started him at all, but I feel I've made a really good start. And this is on a 32 count fabric. I am really enjoying this. And one thing that I have noticed, I have had less counting errors with a full coverage piece than I do when I have large spaces between motifs or things. I feel like this is going faster, and now I am really enjoying and seeing how people love to do the full coverage stuff, because you just go. It's great. I love it. So I am super excited to have her done, and I just need to work on him and his branch that he's sitting on. And then it's really pretty, the frame around with the snowflakes and all of that. She doesn't use any white in this pattern, which I really liked. So this is a pattern by Wild Violet Cross Stitch. Her name is Ryan Mack, and she has a Gumroad shop just like I do. So you can get her patterns there. She's actually the one that inspired me to open a Gumroad store. So that's just a different payment processing. It's just a different thing. I know some artists use different platforms. So look at that. That's really pretty. So they're all light blues. So the only thing white in my pattern is the little white screen printed speckles, but it's DMC like 3761, 3325, and 3756, which adds that really lovely blue hue. So the snowflakes are done in that blue, and I love it. The light is kind of changing. Excuse me if things don't look as true to you as they do to me. Oh, my Thanksgiving cactus is blooming, and I couldn't be happier. And I want a Christmas cactus and I want an Easter cactus because they're all different and they bloom, you know, around those other holidays. So, yay! As you can see, I'm very excited about Cozy Cardinals. And oh my gosh, it would be such a treat if I could get this done before Christmas or this year. We'll see what happens. I know I shouldn't put deadlines on myself. All right, since my pile is different, I'll go with Happy Meal next. I got a beautiful hand-painted card. Look at that. From a wonderful viewer from Canada. And she wrote me a lovely note, and she sent me some of Cosmo embroidery floss to try, and I am so excited. I want to try all the things. I've said it before and I will say it again. I am new to cross stitching. I've been cross stitching for about 5 years. So I'm still learning all the time, and I am so excited for those of you who have been stitching for a long time to be on the journey with me as I learn. So this is the Cosmo floss, and this is out of Japan. So there's Sulky out of Italy, DMC out of France, Cosmo out of Japan, Krynic. Did you want to know something cool? They're like 3 hours down the road, 3.5, 4. Well, you know, DC Beltway traffic, but they're over there in West Virginia. So it's really interesting to learn all the different places and companies. And Color and Cotton, Angela, she has a new studio space for her stuff. I mean, how cool is that? So this Miss Summers, so she painted that and she even dated it. So how wonderful is that? I have a beautiful little piece of art. Thank you so much for thinking of me. And she let me know that she really appreciated the No New Worlds pattern that I put out. And I just want to thank all of you. Thank you so much for stitching it and sharing the love. I really appreciate it. Okay, the next thing I worked on was cutting up some linen. I know, I finally did it. I had the big piece of the 36 count chickpea fabric, and it was from Kitten Stitcher. Now, I don't know if this was a fabric she specifically dyed, Shakespeare's Peddler, or her son dyed it, if this was one of the graham cracker fabrics from a couple years ago, like when he first started out. So I got this piece and I started this Sweetheart Hill on it. This was my first ever big red house. I was inspired to stitch a big red house thanks to Carol, Saltbox Stitcher, as well as Brenda and the Serial Starter, teaching me. And I feel like they're like mentors, like guiding me. They go, you know, showing me the way. Are they my Obi-Wan? I feel like it. Speaking of Obi-Wan, I started watching The Mandalorian, the second season on Disney Plus. Having kids, I'm like, we don't need another subscription service. We don't need Disney Plus. And then I went, oh, I have all the awesome stuff like Hocus Pocus and Mandalorian and all of that stuff. So yes. Anyway, here we go. That is Sweetheart Hill by Plum Street Samplers. 36 count linen. I'm doing it all with Sulky. I had originally done the grass in that weird green color and y'all told me rip it out. So I ripped it out and then I put this is a variegated green. So I have the house done, and this is the color is called Red Work, and it's by Sulky, and it also has that variegation. So what I did was I stitched one row, I stitched the other row, so I zigzagged back and forth, completing each stitch as I went, and I stitched in hand, so I roll it all up and I build my house. I need to go back in and add the window stuff. I'm excited. I think I need to pull a couple more Sulky colors so that I can finish the flowers on the hill and then the little couple here holding the flowers to each other. My husband picked this piece out for our anniversary. So he requested this piece. So I said, okay. So I need to actually get in motion and get it going. So this piece I cut out, I finally cut the linen because I was using the same piece of linen for 2 projects, which I will show you shortly. So I cut it and I just did a zigzag stitch. I folded over the edge because I don't have a serger, and I did that. I just don't like having the little flyaways and stuff because I stitch in hand, and I don't want all of that. So it's just a personal preference. You're not required to do it. And so I cut out that. Here was another little piece. This is from the fabric. I, again, put the edges around. This will be great for a little ornament or something small if I'm testing out threads or whatever. I keep all the pieces. As you know, I even keep the little tiny pieces to make little bobbin decoration stuff. So all the things. But here we go. Here's why I finally cut my linen. I finished it. Yay! This is Barbara Anna Designs. This is her light pattern. It is stitched on the 36 count chickpea fabric. So I cut, you know, this piece off. There we go. I gave myself a 3-inch margin on this side, but on this side I only gave myself a 2-inch margin, which I am comfortable with, and a 2-inch margin down here. And then again, even though I had finished this, I went ahead and again did the edging around, because if I decide to lace it, when I'm lacing, I don't want any of those little linen strands to get all wonkadoo and come out. So I wanted to keep the integrity of the linen together. So that is why I did that. This is all in Sulky except for I really wanted to finish this project last night, and my doll babies would not go to sleep. So I'm like stitching. I'm like, it's okay, sweetie, you could go to bed. Anyway, I finally got them to go to sleep, and one fell asleep on me, and I'm like finishing stitching. I didn't have the color to finish the little spots right here on Miss Fox, and her name is Chickpea. And I didn't have the color here, which is the 921, or the equivalent. I used the 0562 Sulky for it. Well, I didn't have the spool with me, so I looked around and I ended up digging out the thread. It was Sunburst by the Old Tattered Flag, the primitive thread pack, and I ended up putting that in here, and it's totally different color. As you can see up here, that's the 0562, the eyebrow, and then those little speckles, and then here it's yellow. But then I thought, oh my gosh, I love it so much. So I went away from my original conversion. At the last minute, I added those little speckles, but now I have that memory of my son like asleep on me, and I'm stitching and finishing up the project. And so I love it. And there's the lantern here, which I don't know if you can see it. I'm gonna move the camera here just a minute, okay? So I have the lantern up here, right there. I had to put it out of the way. That lantern right there is a heirloom from my husband's grandfather. So yeah, great grandfather, and he was a lead miner. Lead is in the metal, L-E-A-D, lead miner in Wisconsin. And that was one of his actual lanterns. So it's really cool to have that little piece of history. And so I thought it would be lovely to finish this and have that near the lantern. Again, it's up high and put away so that the kids cannot touch it. So it's really great to have that. So I have to figure out how I'm going to frame this, but I can't wait to have it done. So that's my finish. Yay, cross stitch! I have been working the last week on just the Cozy Cardinal, the Light, and Sweetheart Hill, because I've been super uber focused on model stitching for a project for 2021 stuff and working on 2 of the quilts for my doll babies for their Christmas presents. I want to thank all of you for your feedback on letting me know about professional long arm quilting services. I put my name in the queue for a local company, and they let me know that it's my time to drop off my quilts. Well, stuff happens. And anyway, procrastination. I've been working on the quilt, so I don't have any more whips to show you, but I do have a couple of pieces of haul to show you. So, and again, it's counted cross stitch. I'm not at the quilts yet. All right. I got a email from the Annie's catalog because I had this subscription to Just Cross Stitch, and every day they send you emails about stuff that you can buy in products. Well, they had a free shipping, no minimum for purchasing, and I had been eyeballing these pattern boxes for a while, but it hurts my heart, my frugal heart. It hurts my heart to pay shipping and handling on cardboard boxes. Like I have a visceral reaction to it. So when I got the email that said free shipping, no minimum, I went, buy it now. I bought a set of 3 of these boxes. I'm not sponsored. There's no ad. There's no affiliate link, nothing. This is just my haul. I went onto Annie's catalog and bought these, and they're specifically geared for sewing patterns, and then the 6x9 patterns, you know, that are the patterns that we have that are folded in half and in the little baggies that don't fit. Well, you all know what I'm talking about. So, and it came with dividers. I don't have the dividers in here right now, but I'm gonna put my pattern stash in here, those size, because I put a lot of them in my binders. Let me see if I can grab. This bookshelf here is all cross-stitch books and needlework books. So here's my like #1 binder. And like I have like the Tis Halloween book from Blackbird. And here's a great example. Here's the Lindy Stitches. I love this piece. So see this pattern? It's so beautiful. And it's in the 6x9 clear poly bag. So what I want to do is get these out of the binder because they don't fit properly, the size wise, and start organizing my patterns in here. So if you can see the depth and dimension, so you can have it in the box and it doesn't crush the plastic. And then again, they came with the little paper dividers. I paid, with free shipping, I paid $15 for a set of 3 of these boxes. So it averaged it out to like $5 a box and then tax. So that I was willing to pay that because I need to have these things organized, and I just have to. Like I said, I'm using one of those binder binder thingies, and because it's not a standard size, it's not fitting right. So again, I'll put these and the smaller ones in that pattern box, and I feel better about organizing. So I pulled that binder out. Now I got to remember to put it back. So that was one piece of haul. And then the second piece I have is, it's not as glamorous, but it is important. I got a set of 90 sheets of acid-free tissue paper. So I'm gonna bring this up close so you can see. Made in the United States, white tissue, and it says neutral, acid-free, buffered, #1 grade tissue paper that is neutral, acid-free. Paper will not deteriorate over time or damage any items it touches. It is not the same as gift grade or packing tissue. So this it's archival quality tissue paper. What will I use this for, you might ask? Well, I'm gonna pack away my seasonal stitches. So like this pillow will get wrapped in tissue paper and put away. I staged my autumn pieces here on the bar so that I can move them and wrap them and put them away. So I needed to have the acid-free tissue paper. Now, I don't have the acid-free boxes. I have just traditional banker's boxes, which look like this, except just bigger. The traditional banker's box, the white ones, they're not archival grade. The archival grade white banker boxes, they're about $40 each, and that's not in my budget right now. So I figured I could at least put my stuff away with the acid-free tissue, and then down the line, when I have more money, I can invest in the acid-free boxes. I know several the quilting companies. I saw Missouri Star Quilt Company and several others sell those boxes for heirloom quilts that you can put your stuff in, again, acid-free. So I know they're out there. I just need to save up for it. So that's my haul. Oh, that tissue paper, I will have it linked, and that is in my Amazon shop, which is an affiliate link. So that I will have that below. These you'll have to go separately to Annie's if you are interested in that. Okay, that is all my counted cross stitch stuff for this week. So if you want to skedaddle, thank you so much for spending some time with me. And if you want to stick around, talk a couple more things. Okay, here, I'm gonna pull this down and show you. I do punch needle embroidery, and I am featured in the Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher Holiday Mega Issue 2020 that just got released. And this is my design, and it is called Winter Puffin, and I love her. It is all done. It's all punch needle, except for there is a few gold Mill Hill beads in her dress. And these are oranges and candles. The tree, and then she's wearing a wreath with the oranges and the candles here, and then more oranges and candles on the tabletop. My favorite sky of all time, well, of course, unpolluted is one of my favorites, non-polluted sky. But my favorite time of day is when there's pink sky, when it's either right before the sun officially comes up, so that dawn, that pink sky, or at night, the pink sky as the sun is setting. So this is this little puffin, and she's walking with the magical tree at dusk as the pink sky is there. She's walking on the path. So that's what it is. So again, I love puffins. I love all the things, and I am so happy and thankful that I was able to contribute to the magazine. So thank you, Deb. She is the editor-in-chief of Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher magazine, and I know you can get the issue at most of the local needlework shops or online needlework stores, or you can get a subscription, digital or paper, all the things. So there we go. And then I think I showed you all my Happy Holidays, which is in the Just Cross Stitch for December. So that's the other thing. Okay, I want to show you my quilt stuff. We're gonna start with what I haven't finished first, because it's on top. I am working on a little husky quilt for my daughter, and I frankly have run out of time to do exactly what I wanted to do. So I am improvising, and it's gonna be great. So I'm just making random little blocks that are 10.5 by 13 with all of the fabrics. She picked out a couple of the fabrics, like this blue. So I'm making the blocks, and they're the exact size as the little huskies. And these are the huskies I got from the Quilted Raven, and in Anchorage, Alaska. And she sent the panel. It's gorgeous. It's, you know, by an Alaskan artist. And then I got the coordinating snowflakes and fabrics for this, and now I'm gonna sew it all up, and I'm so excited. My daughter I was gonna surprise her, but it's hard to surprise someone in your household when you're quilting in front of them. So she picked out that blue snowflake fabric, and I am going to put this together, and hopefully I will have a finished quilt to show you that's been professionally long armed in the next couple of weeks or next couple of episodes. My daughter wants to be a husky trainer when she grows up. So precious. So that is that. And then I have my completed quilt top. I have never made a quilt top this large before. I have tons of mistakes, but I feel like it adds to the character. And the best part is my husband helped me. He helped iron and then he helped piece. And it's so precious because a lot of stuff doesn't match up because he's never pieced before ever, but being the tremendous partner that he is, he helped me nevertheless. And I feel like it adds to the character of this quilt. So I'm gonna see, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to show you very well, but so we'll just do it in little pieces. I impulse purchased the quilt, the panel, the bird panel. I impulse purchased it at Patches Quilting in Mount Airy, Maryland. I was getting some other stuff cut and I saw it, I'm like, I love that. I had no idea what I was gonna do with it. I just loved it because it's so bright and it's got the rainbow colors. And I brought it home and I showed my son and he goes, I love it, Mommy. This is a kid that when I ask him if he likes something, I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. He doesn't like, Anyway, children. Anyway, he told me he liked this and my jaw fell on the floor. So I picked up my jaw, put it back in my mouth and was like, okay, this is a quilt I'm making him because he likes the birds. So here we go. The official quilt top. All right. So there is the pheasant, the penguin, and the pelican, the roadrunner, and so there's 8 birds and there's mirrored images, so there's 16 panels all together. So we've got that one, the goose. Look at that turkey. Tell me that isn't the cutest little turkey. Woodpecker. These are all, I used all the batik fabrics. I got most of the batiks at Patches. I went back after the fact and because they still had the panel, so one of the ladies helped me and we color matched. And so all of these batiks I got from there too, except for this one batik here. It was like a rainbow batik that I got from Trish at Threads Entwined when she still sold quilt fabric. So I got that. Another turkey, the woodpecker, and then the bottom, I added the strip here. Oh my gosh. And then this. And I love it. It's so colorful because colors and the rainbow of colors are for everybody. Doesn't matter who you are, what age you are, colors are for everybody. So I am so excited to have this done. Again, my largest quilt that I have ever done. And like I said, my husband Pete helped me piece it, so it's not completely together, but it's done. And remember, progress over perfection. If I waited to make this perfect, it would never get done. And I love it. So when it's all quilted officially, I will show it to you again. That is what I have been working on this week. I also did a Facebook Live yesterday showing how to stitch with metallics. So I did that, and it's been a busy week. The kids are doing great. My husband had to take a couple days off of work to help me because I can't do Facebook Lives and have the children. So yeah, it's been great. I love having help. So hey, thank you so much for joining me this week in my new location of my library setup. Yeah, I feel so silly sitting here. I've got a lot of stuff. Okay, I hope that you have a beautiful week of stitching, and I want you to remember that your stitching matters. You matter. Your craft matters. If it's bringing you happiness and joy and fulfillment in your life, awesome. Keep doing what you're doing. You are worth it, and you deserve every ounce of happiness. And remember every day to ask, how much better can it get? It's a great thing. I've been working on saying that myself. So I hope that you have a beautiful week. If you have any questions, please leave a comment below. I am doing my very, very, very best to respond. For some reason, if I respond on my phone, the comments get lost, so I have to sit at the computer. But I am fighting with children because they want to be on the computer doing math homework, and how can you say no to that? No, get off the computer. You're doing math homework, but mommy has to do some. No, oh, you want to do math homework? Okay. So I am slow on the comments, but please know that I appreciate you. I love you. I appreciate all of the kind words, feedback, critiques, all the things. Okay, I'm gonna say thank you and see you next week. Happy stitching. Mwah!